My work day went longer than I expected. I have to say my mom is a VIP. She has finally earned Employee of the Month after how many? 4 years. I was really up against a deadline, and she dropped what she was doing and made a trip over to UPS for me. So I was just doing a little bit of scrambling. Your girl has to eat, but there was no time, so I legit just ate a pork chop. And I haven't had a pork chop since I was a kid, and now I feel like all I can smell is pork chop. I don't know if that's normal. I don't even know why I'm telling you about this. I just like, it's just very odd to me. Like I just feel like all I can smell is pork chop at this point. So yeah, pork chop, no sides, nothing fancy. There we go. Hey Connie. Hey Sherry, I'm so glad you found us. Thank you. You're in Georgia. How are we doing in Georgia? Do you guys have some warm weather? Because Mother Nature here is just, she's having an identity crisis. We had a great day that was, I think, constituted spring-like temperatures, and then legit a day or two later, she had it snowing here. So she was like, psych, New England, did it again. I've had pork chops since I was little. You know, my husband is a really picky eater, and I don't know if anybody else like deals with this, but sometimes it's just easier to just make things that everybody likes. And so I forgot. And so this week he was working late every night, and so I was like, let's get all the foods I want. Like, so one of them was pork chops, and it was super good. But I, you know, again, a vegetable would not have been a bad thing. I just did not have time. So okay, it's beautiful there. Nice. Today was like 50. And let me see. So 2 days ago it was 30. So when I went to go do a workshop last night, I dressed in like, you know, the big winter coat, and I got in the car and I'm like, oh good Lord, it's like 50 degrees out. Like I have no idea what's, you know, where it's coming or going. And then on top of it, my workshop is in my basement. I have windows, but it's my basement. It's so cold down here. So I have a space heater going half the time, not right now, but yeah, so all over the place. But you know what's gonna just help me chill out is going to be some designing with my friends, because there's nothing I like more. 78. All right, Jackie. You know, you and I were just vibing, and now I'm just too jealous. 78 in Florida. Like, I'm ready for that. So ready for that. So I'm super excited because tonight we are doing our latest collab with TMI Gifts. So when you buy one of their wreath kits, it comes like soup to nuts. And like when trying to figure these out, I really do like to put a lot of thought into it, because I feel like if you're gonna buy a kit, you want it to have everything. You don't want to feel like you're scrambling at the end for supplies. So with this particular kit, I may have gone overboard. If you know me, I'm like a more is more person kind of gal, but even if there are some extras, there's definitely ways that you're going to be able to use this. So like we have some, you know, of our beaded grass, which as we know is like all the rage right now. We've got blue and gold florals. We have some white lilac, which I've actually never seen before, and these look so lifelike. So I'm really excited. And I thought, because I kind of based this whole thing around this ribbon, okay, this is like it's blue with yellow roses, and it's got a white trellis, and I believe they call this fused. I could be, you know what, I could also read the paper. It is fused backing. Okay, so like every side is just a beautiful side for this. So what I was thinking is we're gonna start with the ribbon, just because I'm not sure I can actually like wait. I'm so excited about it. And I wanna make this a big, big bow. So I'm gonna use the Easy Bow Maker just because I want everything just kind of held in place. I don't know, sometimes like my hands just get tired from holding a bow, like trying to keep that like held tight. So that's when I go to my Easy Bow Maker. No shame in that game. Gotta keep my hands going. The ribbon is stunning. Like as soon as I saw it, I reached out to Tiffany from TMI Gifts and was like, please, can we please do a kit around this specific one before it sells out? So we were able to get it. And let me think. There are some kits left. I think we have maybe like 7 or 8 left. So they're $125, but then if you use promo code CARA20, it ends up being $100, which there's so many materials here. So especially if, you know, you're somebody who either struggles with finding greenery, or you're just kind of sick of the greenery, you know, like some stores just have fallen a bit short, Michael's, and you really can't get all the things that we used to like to get there. Like I haven't been in that store in, I don't know when. I have not been in that store. So it's nice to see because TMI Gifts, they always have new things coming in. So as I'm yapping, I'm just taking a piece of grapevine wire, not in the kit. This is just kind of like my own thing, my own little system. So I'm just going to make a little loop with this. And then I'm just going to mark it with a bow. I'm just going to tie it in a little knot, with a ribbon, I mean, just so I can find it. Okay. So this wreath is beautiful. I get my wreaths typically in bulk from the store that I just totally bashed. I don't go on in person, but I do buy them online. And I buy them like 90 at a time, and they come in cases of 15, and they're so inconsistent. So as soon as I hit 15 like stinkers, I just send them back and I order more. So it's kind of a pain. There must be a better, you know, there are better places to get them. These wreaths are consistently in fantastic shape. Like they're so nice and full and just like consistent, beautiful quality. So I will say that. All right. So I'm going to start off, I'm going to make just a set of tails. Okay. So this is, it's about 16 inches. Okay. So I'm just going to lay this through our dowels first. All right, so we're just starting like this. Now I'm going to take my ribbon, and there's a lot of ribbon here, so I think even though we are going to make a big bow, I think there's going to be a lot left over. And it's just nice and thick, you know, like great, great quality. And I was looking, so TMI Gifts had a few other ribbons from this brand, and they're all like this. They're all like this amazing quality. So I hadn't heard of its deluxe ribbon. And it really is beautiful, beautiful quality. So if you see it or you see other ribbons on their site from Deluxe, I definitely recommend them. All right, so I'm going to make another tail about 16 inches. And as I'm sliding this through the dowel, okay, I'm going to do a bunch of 5-inch loops. So I'm just going to measure to the 5-inch mark. And I like to just kind of flatten the fabric just to make sure I'm measuring it properly. Because if you get the first one measured right, then you're kind of golden to just like repeat. All right, so as I'm sending it through the dowel, I am just going to twist it so that that pretty side of our ribbon is facing down. I'm going to measure 5 inches, and I'm going to slide it through again. And now I'm just going to kind of keep repeating, okay? So I struggled with using this thing for years. And the reason why I was struggling was because I wasn't really like twisting it like nice and tight and making it flat in the middle. So it's just kind of all like, it was just messy, and it was hard to then try and secure everything. So I'm going to go through and we'll do 6 loops all together. So yes, what are you guys up to today? Why did I think it's Friday? Did anybody else feel like that? Or am I just like manifesting something that I really do have to wait for? Just feels like Friday to me. So I have stopped with my Easter designing. I packed it all up. I think it's about time to move on. I've got some things I'm hoping are gonna go in my Etsy shop, like sell in my Etsy shop, but other than that, I'm not going to do anything else. We're moving forward. All right, so I'm actually gonna do a couple more loops. Lori, you just got up from a nap, okay? So you're my new bestie. Whenever I have like an event at night, if I don't either lay down for 10 minutes or if I could get a half an hour nap on a great day, my energy is just like zapped. And so I always like, I have to get at least like lay down for 10 minutes. So that's what I did. And then when I was doing my makeup, because I hadn't done it yet, I asked Siri to set an alarm. I don't want to say it. Well, hopefully she's not like gonna do it. I wanted an alarm set for 6:50 p.m. And do you know that my girl slept right through it? So I thought I was on easy street, and then all of a sudden I was like, I am late. Feels like Friday to you too, yes. Okay, so we both nap. We both love Fridays. Yes, you and I, we are on the same page here. All right, so Kim was organizing her studio, unpacking her Michael's order. Jackie cleaning the craft room, and you took a nice long walk. I think there's something about this weather that we do want to get organized. I spent the weekend organizing my workshop, but then also I have like an unfinished side of the basement, which is like where all of my sins are hidden. And I actually went through and like organized all of my ribbon. I'm gonna show you, I still have one rack left to do. So, okay, I'm just gonna go in and I'm gonna make a couple of 4-inch loops here. So I have one of those shoe racks like Ashley from Three Little Greenwoods where she moved the, some of the bars. And, I'm not gonna say I didn't do it right, my dad didn't do it right. And then we moved it, and so when we moved it, everything kind of shifted. So that's the last piece of the puzzle that needs to be organized. And when my mom was here, she's like, don't even think about buying any more ribbon. And I'm like, oh, you just don't know how it operates here. We're all gonna buy ribbon. It doesn't matter if we need it, we want it, we're gonna buy it. We have to have all of the pretty ribbon. I swear, it's like a ribbonaholics, come get me, because I cannot stop with the ribbon. And a lot of my designs don't even have ribbons. I just have to have them. I don't know. It's a crazy obsession, but I also feel like most of you guys can relate, and you probably are also sitting on a ginormous mountain of ribbon saying, I will use it one day. Yeah, I'm not going to say her name, but yes, I think A, we'll call her A. I mean, sometimes I think they just get back at us, honestly. Like, anytime I try and request a song and she tries to sell me something, I'm like, stop it, stop it, stop it. And I don't know about, like, you, but I talk to Alexa, like, I said it. I talk to her, like, I would never talk to a human being the way I talk to her. I'm, like, when I just get so irritated with her, it's like, I'm fighting with my little brother or something. Like, I'm so rude to her. I mean, I should feel more guilty, but I don't, because I can't stand when you ask for something and she tries to sell you something else. So Jackie, you're making a lot of bows. I have the intention. I want to do it. I want to use all the bows. There's an awesome profit margin when selling just bows. I just need to be better. I have a bad habit of getting inspired and then not thinking through, like, when are you gonna actually, like, do this, Cara? Yeah, Kim, huge pile of ribbons. I know. And it's like, I could definitely part with some, and I should, but I feel like I'm just gonna then fill them right back up. I mean, it's kind of crazy. All right. So I made 8 of the 6-inch loops, 6 4-inch loops, 6, 4-inch loops, and then I did one button that's like about 3 inches. So I'm gonna get my zip tie ready. I'm gonna say a prayer, and I am going to slide this off of the dowels. Okay, I'm just gonna actually fan these out real quick. But yes, praying has now been a part of my bow making, because I let one of them like go recently, and I was just like, no, I gotta start over. Okay, so I'm gonna smush this middle down. I'm gonna start to slide this off the dowel. I'm pretty much using like my pointer finger and my thumb, and I just want to make sure that when I put my zip tie on, it's going right where the indentation is. Okay, and some people use chenille stems. They put their zip tie under the dowel before they even start. There's a lot of different strategies and ways to do this. All right, I'm gonna make this super, super tight. And so I was talking about this with our membership group. I think it was like yesterday, the day before, but what I love about like crafting and designing is I feel like everyone has their own way of getting to whatever like that end is, and I love seeing it, because it, as long as it makes sense to us, then it works. Like we don't need to do things the same. If it comes out beautiful, then like that's all that matters. All right, so because these, like the backing on this is so pretty, I'm actually, instead of like dovetailing or anything, I'm actually just gonna fold up the ends and just roll it over once, just to make sure there's no raw edges showing. Okay, because we want people to see like this bow is beautiful, and it is expensive for a reason. All right, so I'm making these like a little under probably like an inch. Zip ties make life so much easier, and like I do like all my winter workshops, everything, pretty much everything is zip tied. So I would say over the years, like I have taught hundreds and hundreds of women how to use zip ties. And recently my dog Bruno went through our fence, and so just to kind of mend it temporarily, I grabbed my husband and I'm like, you know, let's just use a bunch of zip ties. And do you know he did not know how to use them? I'm like, this is like insane to me. I feel like it's like if you're a doctor and you just live with someone and you know that they're sick and you don't tell them. I'm like, how do you not know? I teach people this. I teach people this as part of my job. So he still doesn't know. He just kind of, he wasn't feeling it. He said he doesn't know how to do it. So, well, don't know about that. I have certainly failed at home. But yes, I use zip ties for everything. All right, so I'm just gonna start fluffing up these loops. Actually, let's see. We wanna attach this with what? I'm gonna end up putting this on a pick. And so I'm just gonna slide some wire through. Lori from TMI Gifts, who is like the bow master, she has a great tip on taking another zip tie and slipping it under and like leaving it open and then like attaching it. Because I'm gonna put this on a floral pick, I'm just gonna slide like a thin piece of wire. Oh yeah, that's how I started, was everything was wired. Like my mom has so many of my wreaths, and when I look at them, I'm like, I mean, I have to say, like, some of them are so old, so the fact that they're even in any type of condition, I mean, I'm talking like when I was like 25 or so, like I'm very old, you know, like, so that would have been just a few years ago. No, but like seriously, old wreaths. They're still there. They're still hanging on with the wire, but oh my gosh, like how time consuming, you know, I'm gonna do this around. How time consuming was it to do wire, like wiring every little piece? Yikes. I know. Lori, I feel you, and I wanted to revoke his man card. I don't know if I need to be a guy to do it, but I was like horrified. All All right, don't want to mess up that manicure. Oh yeah. You know, I never wanted like any of these, you know, like listening devices, but I'm like, Big Brother is listening to us no matter what. Like you talk about something and it's automatically on your phone. So I'm like, at this point, I've just kind of given up. Not to mention I come onto YouTube and I just ramble, so, you know, pretty sure what I'm saying is out there one way or the other. But yeah, I mean, sometimes they're very helpful, but other times, like, not so much. All right, so I'm just kind of fluffing this up. We're gonna be putting the bow on last. I have been like a messy Bessie with glue, it seems. Like, it seems like recently, like I've been just, I don't know, I'm using so much glue that it ends up kind of going onto the ribbon. And yes, there's tons of ribbon that you can actually just like let it dry and peel off, but not all of them. So when it comes to like a beautiful bow like this, I'm just gonna wait and put it on last just so I don't damage it. Hey Amber, how are you? This ribbon is gorgeous. I knew it was going to be. Like, I love it. It just pops. There's something so classic about like that cobalt blue and like kind of like that goldenrod yellow. So there's a million things that can be done with this. And even if, you know, you're like an Amber and you can just pair all of these things, like she would use definitely several other types of ribbon and it would just be like amazing. So Amber, pressure's on. If you have this ribbon, I want to know what you're doing with it. But yes, this is like a show-stopping ribbon. So I'm going to put this off to the side. Okay. I was joking because the other day I made my neighbor a wreath. I owed her a thank you because like last year she kind of there's a whole front on this like bench that wasn't there before. And someone commented like on a post or something saying, like, oh, that wreath's beautiful. And I'm like, well, it better be because I have to look at it like all the time. I just say, and tell me if you're with me, if you are a wreath maker, are you not so judgmental when you drive around and look at people's doors? Like someday I am going to like drive off into somebody's lawn looking at their door. If you've got $1 million home and you've got that Marshall's thing with the 3 hydrangea on a piece of burlap, like I want to just like take it and just give you a wreath for free because I can't handle those things. And they're everywhere. Everywhere. So yes, I was like, I have to make a wreath that I can drive by and not judge. Turn heads for a good reason. Yeah, it's really funny. Like or you know, if you have Christmas wreaths up, it's like I've lost any compassion that people have other things going on in their lives than their door. Even though my own door right now is still all just greenery, I'm just like, what are you doing? What are you doing? You gonna decorate your house for Easter for the kids, huh? Like, what are we doing here? So, I probably need to chill out a little bit with that. All right, so. Oh my gosh, yes. And also, like, so yeah, you totally, what is it, like, Love G. Lou Creations? You need a wreath. Yeah, you drive through neighborhoods. And then there are neighborhoods where it's like, everybody got the memo. Everybody has, like, their entryway. They have the planters. They have the wreath. And I'm like, yes, this is a neighborhood united, for sure. Those are neighborhoods I like to drive through. Those are neighborhoods I want to be in. All right, so we're going to work first with our beaded grass. Okay, so we know beaded grass is like all the rage. And Amber, of course I was going to call you out. I love that we're all guilty about it. The red that turns, yeah, I know. Love glue. Oh, yeah, all right. I should have figured that out. Love glue. I apologize. That makes more sense anyways. That makes a lot more sense to me than what I said, so. All right, so I'm just kind of dividing this all up. And this is kind of like a grayish green. So this would also do well with like a lamb's ear too. We're gonna pair it with more of a yellow-based greenery, but these guys are gonna go together. They're gonna blend very well since we have like our yellow florals. I think it's all going to tie in quite nicely. Oh, Lewis, that is super cute. Lewis Glue Love. I love it. I love it. That is very cute and punny. All right, so my thought so far anyways is the bow is going to go down here. So what I want to do is I'm going to start to build this up, okay? Do something different today. I know like my like heart, I always want to do crescent wreaths or like just like the big cottage wreaths because I just love them, but I was like let's do something different because it's really like the bow is going to be the star here. Jackie's feeling the name too. Super cute. All right, so as I'm doing this, one thing I think is important when we're designing is to have a flow, okay? So we want everything to be going upward. So when I'm on this half, okay, it's gonna be going up, and then we're gonna meet up top. And this greenery does kind of have a front and a back. There is a flatter side. So we just wanna make sure that we have like the more voluminous side, I guess, I don't know, facing forward. Okay, and we're just gonna spread this out because again, this kit has a lot of florals, like a lot. I might have overdone it, shocking. Shocking, I know, but nothing will go to waste, that's for sure. This is really pretty. I know that like these wreaths have become all the rage with the beaded grass. And I like that. I like that things change over time. Just like, you know, now all of a sudden 90s clothes are back in. Like I bought boot cut jeans the other day and I was like, I've been waiting for them. Like, who put skinny jeans on everybody? Like, yes, they look amazing on so many women. But like, who made us all wear them? I remember when they first came out, I was like, okay, young people, thin people, you guys have fun. And then all of a sudden it was like, you can't find anything but skinny jeans. It's like when my daughter was in middle school or high school and it's like, you couldn't find anything but really short shorts. And I'm like, you're like pushing an agenda of fashion that like not everybody's into. So thank you to whoever brought back the flare, the bootcut jean. Today I'm wearing, what are they, girlfriend jeans, like the slouchy cropped ones. And I'm like, just feeling it. I'm like, thank you. My 40-something year dream has come true. They're back. And if anybody ever shopped at Contempo, like that was my favorite store of all time. I would get paid on a Thursday from my job at Dunkin' Donuts, and I would just take my check, go straight to the mall, and go to Contempo. So if you've seen also Clueless with Alicia Silverstone, they feature Contempo, but like all of those clothes, like they're so cute, and they're all kind of like coming back right now. So now all I need is my 18-year-old body, and I am like ready to go. And that's that. That ain't happening, but I am happy to see like nice clothing coming back. So many florals, plaids, A-line skirts, like the whole thing. Oh, okay. So because influencers on Instagram, they influence. This woman, her page is called Julia Curated. She had on these sailor jeans from Old Navy. I have not been to an Old Navy in probably like almost 20 years. Do you know their jeans are like $18? I was like, I bought like 8 pairs. I was like, what on earth? everything was on sale except for the sailor jeans, which is what I came there for. So I ordered them online when I got home because I'm like, no, you're not doing this to me, Old Navy. I have been so like not a fan for so long, and I'm like, everything is under $20. It was insane. Insane. So yes, and I will say they have some type of fabric called like wow something. They're high rise, they're stretchy. Yes, I literally, I think, got 8 pairs of jeans. So yes. Are you talking boot cut or the sailor? I mean, I'm a sucker for anything with buttons, especially if they're gold buttons, but these just have like the little buttons up front. They are just so cute, and they're wide legged. So, you know, again, you can get, I don't know if I'd call them not platforms, but like wedge shoes. You can wear shoes that like you're not going to die in, trip and fall. So you can be comfy and look chic. So, yes. Super, super excited. I never thought I would be plugging Old Navy, but I absolutely am. And literally, for 1 pair of good American jeans, I got like 8 pairs of jeans. They might not last forever, but I'm fine with it. Yep, they have the wide leg. So I got regular wide leg jeans. Okay, I know this is not a jean commercial. Sorry, guys. I got off on a tangent. All right, now I'm going to start laying this over. This is boxwood. It's amazing what I will ramble about. Let's see, bead of grass. Okay, this is a boxwood spray. Okay, it's too bad I cut it up like without talking to you about it. But so I got 3 pieces from each of these. Okay, like good size pieces. These are only $3 each, and that's without the promo code Cara20. So I'm gonna do the math here. I'm gonna say these are $2.40 each, okay, with the promo code. And this is nice greenery. The beaded grass, which was also beautiful, was those were a little under $6 each before the coupon, and yeah, my mathing has ended. I have given you as much math as I can do for now, but yes, very inexpensive, and it is so hard. I think finding good greenery is like one of the bigger challenges. Once you find it, like it's great, you know, like you have your go-tos, but when, you know, you're shopping around or you order something online and it comes in and in person it just doesn't look real, you just can't use it. Like, you can't have these flowers that look so real and beautiful and then put something on it that like is so unnatural looking. So I'm always really picky about my greenery. I think it like can make or break any design. And so having something like this boxwood, this could be like a perfect staple because it would work beautifully in a floral arrangement. And we are going to see that it's going to also work very beautifully here. It's nice and fluffy, so it's going to be nice because we can kind of like, you know, get our flowers situated in it, you know, and have that like nice airy feeling to it. So I tried using my green glue skillet, and I don't know if he's like mad at me and had a bad attitude, but I could not control his temperature when I used him the other day. He was either smoking or he just was like, you know, basically on the couch like Al Bundy. Like, he was not working for me at all. So we're back to, I was trying not to move all of my tools like back and forth, but he's back on the bench. Well, hello, Miss Donna. Love seeing that name pop up. How are you, my friend? Okay, so these sprays, so we're gonna have 2 yellow and 2 blue in this kit. Okay, and these are $4.95 each before the promo code. But like, look at all that you get, okay? Because whenever you get one of these sprays, you definitely want to just kind of like fluff it out. You could also cut it up. So if you wanted to just have everything as like individual pieces, you know, we've got a little bit of like a berry texture. We've got our ranunculus. We have some fern. We have hydrangea. We have a rose. There's a lot going on for this. And anybody who is getting ready or is working on, you know, 4th of July or the patriotic themes, they do have red, white, and blue ones of these as well. Great value. And it's also like, to me, sometimes it's cost effective when you have a great spray, because then you're not stocking up on all of these individual things. You've kind of already got the recipe all in one. Trying to get him out the door for work. Let's see. Sasha for the win. All right, let's see. So I am going to, let me see. Our bow is big. Let's just. All right, that's a good starting point. Either my husband is home from work. Yeah, he must be home from work. All right, so again, I'm just gonna fluff this up. Okay, give it a little trim. And then I'm just gonna space this out accordingly. I know right now, like the greenery kind of seems like it's like flailing, but it's going to come together as we put our florals in. And they may even have other sprays like this. Like these sprays are definitely, I've been seeing them with other wholesale companies. These are definitely a very popular item. And honestly, if you were doing a wreath or a lantern swag, Amber, again, I gotta call you out, you talented person, you. You can just take 2 of these and like zip tie them together for a lantern swag. Or if you were just doing like a crescent wreath, I mean, really like it's kind of already done for you in a lot of ways, and then you just build around it. They really don't do lantern swags up here. I'm kind of disappointed. I feel like it's more of a southern thing, but I think it's so beautiful, and I don't know why, because I have lanterns. I don't know why I'm not doing them. I don't know why I'm not making them. But I think they're so sweet, and it's such an easy way to change things up, like for the season. Yeah, you do. Perfect for lantern swags. So yeah, he just started his new job. I think he came in, so I'm gonna whisper. He is happy where he is. I was starting to get a little nerve-wracking. I mean, it was like 3 months of us being home together all the time. I was like, so. Okay, in Oklahoma, they're doing it. Yeah, but thank you, Donna. Thank goodness. And what I've been loving is like, when he works, it's like he's here, he's remote 2 days a week, and then there 3 days a week. And for the 3 days that he's there, they're like 14-hour days. So I crank out my work. Like, you kind of don't realize when you're, you know, like you're cooking for somebody, you're keeping them company, all that stuff. And now it's like, again, Donna, you missed it, but I made pork chops tonight. I haven't had pork chops in decades. All right, so I'm just going and layering these up, so they're gonna meet in the middle. Are these not super pretty? I mean, like we've used like 2 different types of greenery, and we're using 2 different sprays. And like, look how full this already is. I'm always weary when I put things that are paper wrapped in glue. All right. I don't know if anybody has a tip for that, because I feel like I always have to cut them, but it's like, it's just, the paper obviously just wants to come off. All right, so let's have you guys kind of intermingle a little bit. Yes. Yes, thank you. I'm loving the colors too. Yeah, give them the time, I know. This is a long, long stretch. Long stretch. Sweating it a little bit. All right, now we're gonna go in with our filler flowers. So I'm gonna start with our blue and oh, heck yeah, these are pushers. Okay. If you know, you know. You want anything that you can to be a pusher because then you can just manipulate it. Okay, so I'm just kind of gently pushing these up. It cracks me up when I do workshops and like people are just like, ugh, and like everything goes off. I'm like, you need to chill. You need to take it easy, okay? I do let people know things aren't gonna break and all that stuff, but I'm like, if you're gonna use like Hulk strength on pushing these pushers, then there's only so much they can take. But they can always be put back together. Oh, okay. Yeah, this is he's working with somebody he worked with before, so it seems to be a good fit, and he's just glad to be back at it, you know, like there's a lot of people who, you know, their jobs kind of are like their thing, and if that goes and you're kind of feels a little off. Like when my dad retired, so my parents, if you don't know, they lived next door to me, not in my house, separate house, but like we would get complaints from the neighbors because he would be snow blowing at like 4 in the morning, 5 in the morning. And I'm like, I don't know what to tell you. He's retired. He's like, his gears are still turning. It doesn't matter if he's clocking in anywhere or not. It's like, if you want to complain, like by all means, go do it. I'm not telling him. And even today he was thatching the grass. We got him a thatcher. And like, I think you're supposed to thatch your grass like once a year. He does it like at least 3 times. So I came out and it looks like he was like vacuuming. I'm like, you can't vacuum your lawn. But he is a great guy. He is a great dad, and he is the head of my shipping department. He helps me make sure that there's always a whole huge stack of boxes ready to go. And also when I'm procrastinating, he calls me out on it, which, you know, somebody's got to do it. So these little blue flowers are, they're just called navy blue mini flowers. These are $5.95 before the discount. And like, look at how much we're getting here. So that's why I'm thinking some of this might end up left over. I don't know, but this is great. So closer look for you. It's a nice like deep shade of blue. I've had really good luck selling wreaths that are blue and yellow. I think that there's just like a classic feel to them. And these are just great filler flowers. Oh my God, I'm beyond blessed. I'm super grateful. My mom helps with, typically she did go to UPS, like I said today. She's going to get Employee of the Month for the first time ever, because my dad gets it every month because he is a worker. But yeah, he helps everyone that he can, and he's just a great guy. But typically, yes, he is Employee of the Month, even though there's zero incentive. Whereas my mom, she works for cappuccinos. She comes over. If she wants cappuccino, she said she's going to do some work some days. And we've offered for like Christmas or birthday, like, do you want us to just get you your own cappuccino machine? And she's like, no, because then I wouldn't have an excuse to come here. And I'm like, all right, I'll accept that answer. All right, so I'm just pushing these up. Right now we have 2 extra blue. Maybe we'll end up using them all. Oh, push. Is it just me, or like whenever I say pusher, I think of Mean Girls when she accuses the teacher of being a pusher? like in the burn book. There's just only so many things I can say at workshops because I'm like, I don't want to seem totally like inappropriate, but like every time I say pusher, I'm like, I just think of Mean Girls. She's a pusher. Oh, Donna, I'm so sorry. Oh, and I'm sure your daughter would have loved to have met her grandpa and this like and the same. Yeah, it's the eldest sibling. You are the matriarch of your family, I'm sure. Do you have a lot of siblings? So I am the middle child, and my mom is like, "You're gonna be the matriarch," and I'm like, "Well, I'm not gonna be one like you. I'm not gonna put out the fine china and wash." Like we were just talking because with Easter, with any of the holidays, I feel like she wants to use her good china while she can, which I totally get it. She's not that, I mean, she's not that old. She's just saying in general she wants to use it while she can. But I'm like, we're doing dishes for like an hour, and everyone else is sitting down, like, you know, like, and we're just doing dishes. I'm like, if it were me, I would just have everything buffet style. Like, leave it in the pan, just have everybody go around, and that way you can actually like hang out instead of, you know, me, my mom, and my sister-in-law just like doing dishes for what seems like forever. But she's gonna do what she's gonna do. Oh, Amber, I'm sorry too. I honestly, like, I just, when I start to even think about what that is going to be like I'm just so close with both of my parents. I just can't really wrap my mind around it. So my heart breaks for both of you, for anybody who's lost a parent. What's it called? Mise en place, right? You clean as you go. That's exactly how I cook. But over there, it's like she, you know, she loves the big fancy spread, and I respect it. I'd rather just enjoy my time. But that's me. Amber, so your middle child is the star? Is that what I'm hearing? Because I try and tell my parents that as the middle child, yes, I am their best child. And I'm their health proxy. So I'm like, obviously you guys trust me. And obviously you don't want to mess with me because I'm your health proxy. Of course, they didn't trust me with the financial piece. That was actually probably very smart on their part. I am digging just how airy this whole thing is. Like, this is very, like, English garden, like, wild to me. You've never heard that phrase? Okay, so Chef Anne Burrell talks about mise en place, which is, like, clean as you go. So, like, you know, for any of the shows she's doing, like, you need to clean your cooking station when things are cooking, and that way you don't just have, like, this total chaos. So for me, like, when something's cooking, I, like, wash whatever I can, or I'm throwing them in the dishwasher, and that way when it's time to eat dinner, I'm not looking at, like, a whole, like, just disaster, because I just get, I don't feel very settled when things are messy. Like, I've developed a super bad habit of vacuuming at night. Like, when my husband goes to bed, I will vacuum at midnight. Like, I don't know what it is. It's become a really, I have to stop doing it. Otherwise, I'm going to end up doing it my whole life. But, yeah, I vacuum, like, late at night. I love when it's just me. It's quiet. I get my Real Housewives on. I'm like, I just want the house clean. And I want it to stay clean. So I vacuum. Oh my gosh. Oh. Donna, I'm so sorry, and you just have such a big heart. You just have so much like love in you. I think it's interesting because my daughter is named after my grandmother, who I loved. Where we used to live, where I grew up, she actually, like, we all lived on like the same property, technically, like same land. And she was a tough Irish broad. Like, when you would walk in the house as a kid, she would first check to see if you had an undershirt on. So she'd be like, eh. So then my mom would get in trouble if we didn't have an undershirt on. And then following that, if you were slouching, she'd just like give you a little punch to the back. I mean, this woman, like, the older I got, the smaller and smaller she got. But like, dang, she never stopped being like tough. So my daughter's name is Celtic for combative, which it is a nod to my grandmother in a positive way. But yeah, they never met. Like, I got pregnant like literally very shortly after she passed, but my daughter and her are so similar. It is very eerie. Like, they both love family history. They both love to sew. They love Ireland. Like, she's studying over there right now. They're very, very similar people. And somebody said that maybe that's a sign that like my grandmother is like with her, all the time, because she's doing things that aren't things that like I do or my mom does. Like, I don't know where she would have gotten it. Like, some of the things that she does. She's obsessed with like 18th century clothing. Like, I don't know. There's something definitely there that's very special. And Donna, hopefully, with your daughter and your dad, hopefully there is some connection there that he's able to watch over her and that she can kind of feel that love. Because I do think being a grandparent is just like a special thing. Yeah, oh my gosh, your child must be so spoiled, Donna. Same thing. I just have my one girl. Yeah. I clean when I'm stressed too. I find it therapeutic, just like you said. Like, it relaxes me and it helps me settle. I just think I should vacuum like earlier so I don't get like, you don't want to be like getting your heart rate going and then trying to go to bed, because that's a struggle too. Yeah. This wreath is looking wild and I'm not hating it. I love how airy this is. So we have two other florals to incorporate, okay, and they're both like gorgeous. Okay, so this, when you talk about like better than the real thing, this is baby's breath or gypsum, okay? These are stunning. Let me see. These are $5.95 pre-promo. I'm sorry I keep saying it. I'm not trying to sound like a car salesman, but just in case somebody just joined. Yes, this could be a gorgeous filler for anything. And I'm even thinking like bridal bouquets. And then the other one, again, like so lifelike, is white lilac. And I've never seen white lilac. I've seen some purple lilac that doesn't really look botanically accurate, I would say. Like, this is what, like, this looks real. I would, if I was doing an arrangement with Real Touch Florals or something, or again, like a bouquet, I would 100% put these in, and I don't think someone would know that they're not real. Aww. I love that. It kind of brings back that maternal feel, but I mean, I feel like as a grandparent, you're probably more fun than you were as a parent, because I can't even count how many times my parents fed my daughter chocolate at totally inappropriate times. And when I tried to talk to them about it, like, They laughed. They were like, we don't care. We're grandparents now. So I'm like, all right. All right. Someday I will have the same joy, I hope. Oh, she moved to be near you, Donna. I love that. I feel like if you can be near your kids, like, or not kids, well, yes, kids and family, like, I just think if you can, it's just an awesome thing. Like, if something is, you know, going on in town and like you get like and you know, I'm in New Hampshire, so it's not like this is like a common thing, but you know, say there's like a lockdown, which has happened a few times. There's, you know, like they're pretty conservative here around like if there could be somebody out there that's unsafe. Like I love having my parents next door. Like I love that I know that they're safe. I know where they are. I can help them if something happened. Like it just gives me that extra sense of security. Did my mom steal my dog? Yeah. But is the dog just next door? Yes. So Winnie came over today for a little play date, even though she doesn't like Bruno. She's afraid of him. All right, so I'm just going to pepper this throughout. I know, and Donna, that's like a testament to what a great mom you are. Not that it means something if someone's kids don't do that, but I just think it's like very, very special that she wants to make sure that she's there for you. And that's really kind of like the setup I have with my parents, was that when my daughter was young, they were here to get her off the bus and help with all of those things. And then when they get older, hopefully they won't need to go into care anywhere because I can, you know, take care of them and keep them in their home. So, like, they can just live on their first floor. They pretty much do. The rest of the house isn't really used. Everything is on the first floor, so they can stay there forever, hopefully. Dana, hello. How dare you be late? I was late too, so, and I kind of needed to be on time and I wasn't, so you're good. So anybody who's in our membership group, Dana is one of our newest members. She is one hysterical. She's also very, very talented, and I'm excited for her to get to know everybody. So, Dana, on this call, we do have, or whatever you want to call it, on our live, we've got Donna. Anybody you see with that little logo, so we've got Donna, we've got Amber, and then some peeps who aren't necessarily members, but they are always like hanging out with us, and we love them, like Brenda. Let's see. We got Kim from Wild Rabbit, Jackie. We've got a lot of really like cool, kind people on this, and I'm super grateful, and I always love designing with them. And I will say, Dana and I were like voice memoing earlier, and I did say, you know, I'm gonna be live at 7. I really enjoy designing with friends, and then I said, I'm just going to leave that guilty crumb right there. The pressure, Thana, the pressure I put you under. Yeah, Donna, we've been talking about doing something similar too, because, you know, we're pretty close to being empty nesters, and we could downsize. Like there's, aside from like the dogs, you know, we put in turf in the backyard because we always have a minimum of 4 dogs. We've sometimes as many as 6. The turf is like the one thing that kind of makes me say we should stay here, but as far as like house goes, we don't necessarily need all that space. Although when my husband's if we have a night and my husband like has snored all night or he's got a cold, I'm like, can we just get a queen size bed for the guest room for my birthday? I'm like, that's all I want. And he's like, no, because you'll never come back. I'm like, fair enough. Fair enough. Okay, so now we're going in with our gypsum, which again is way prettier than gypsum in real life. And how often do you think that? But it's like oversized, and I disliked baby's breath for the longest time. Like flowers, like roses, any of that stuff. Like I always asked that the baby's breath be left out, and if it came, I would just toss it. But somehow baby's breath, like our wide leg jeans, it has made a comeback, and I'm very, very fond of it. Hey, hey, TMI Gifts, how are you? Yes, we are loving the ribbon, and I was just saying, like, how beautiful. I've never seen artificial lilac before, and they are so lifelike. It's amazing. Like where I grew up, our yard and my neighbor's yard was separated with just a long, long row of lilac. Half are purple, half are white, and it always smelled so beautiful in the spring. And then in the winter, it would really hurt if we went sledding because we would like basically sled into them, and that didn't feel good. So good feelings about them in the spring, not so good come winter. But yes, we are loving these supplies. We are loving the ribbon. We made the bow already. It's gonna go right here. But this kit came with a lot of stuff. So if you wanted to do something like more like a crescent wreath, you would definitely have a lot of supplies left over to make more than one or to make a second project. And also I was talking about, assuming they're still in stock, I know that you had the sprays, like much like our blue and yellow rose and hydrangea spray. I saw that there were some patriotic ones. I don't know if they're still there, but I am seeing that that is going to be a very popular item, especially this time of year. And I know a bunch of you have heard of my horror story where I had a red, white, and blue wreath bleed onto somebody's door and damage it. And so those were velvet flowers. So these are not a material that you're gonna have to worry about the color actually coming off and impacting somebody's like property. Which that customer came and picked up another wreath today, and I color test everything now. So the backstory is that I had somebody who reached out. She has this beautiful shed. I mean, like a shed that's like, it's like a she shed. It's an amazing shed. And she said she wanted a wreath, but she needed to know that color wouldn't run on it. And I'm like, well, color doesn't run. It fades, it doesn't run. Would you know, she had that wreath for a day, and it rained for 20 minutes. And within that 20 minutes, red dye from these red hydrangea bled and got on the newly painted shed, caused a big issue with her husband. And I don't blame him. I'm not saying that like that's his problem. I'm saying it was mine, because I said like there's no way this is gonna happen. And so when I had followed up with the wholesaler, it turns out that the only two flowers that are made with velvet are red begonia and red hydrangea, because it was like the only way to get the truest color. So now whenever she orders anything, I literally take a sample, I snip off a piece of every single material, I wet it, I leave it on a paper towel, and I let it sit for like a good like 20 minutes. Like it's like science. Like who knew? Who knew? I know. I will say though, the company made it right. They actually sent like a gift basket to the customer. They explained like, you know, how the heck am I gonna know something's printed on velvet? And I've never had another issue. It was that one specific thing. So I always test when sending something out to her, because she had to repaint her shed, and I'm like, I feel like if it happens again, I'm gonna have to go paint it, and I don't want to paint the shed. I'm a terrible painter. All right, this thing is super, super airy, and I love it because everything is so malleable. And honestly, like, I mean, I know I built this thing around the ribbon, but could you also picture if there was no ribbon and you just had all of these like wild flowers like growing? I actually like, Tiffany, I don't know, I'm thinking it's you. Like you're gonna just see another order from me when this is over, because I love like the messiness of it because that's what nature looks like. I don't want something that is like all in order, like, you know, straight lines. That's not how flowers grow. Flowers grow messy. Like it's beautiful chaos is how I always think about it. Oh, I know. It was so bad. I did get a really good like lesson on artificial florals, though I will say again, the owner of that company is like a total class act. I mean, basically the only flowers that you can ever like officially ever say will never bleed are, I think they're called Color Fast, and they only are roses, so I've never purchased them, but what they do, and I think it's interesting, and I wish, you know, there was a variety of flowers, but whatever company makes them, they dye them, then they soak them in water and get as much color off as is going to come off, and then they re-dye them, they put them in water again, and they continue that process until they have the color that they want. Color Fast. Did I say that? Maybe I did. Until they have the color that they want. So I think that's really cool. I'm thinking they're probably more expensive, but yeah, again, there are so many great flowers that does not happen to. It was just such a fluke. Such a fluke. Hey. All right. Yeah, Tiffany, I was poking around on the website earlier, and then I'm like, you know what, I'm going to wait till after. Because I knew that my order would grow. And I was doing your live auction the other day, and I had to jump on Facebook, and actually I still have to pay for those. But I was like, the Facebook people are taking everything. So if you guys aren't aware, TMI Gifts, in addition to, and Tiffany, you can definitely correct me if any of what I'm saying is inaccurate, but they do live auctions. Yeah, it's an auction. I think they usually do them Fridays at 2, but I think they do them at other times as well. And what they do is they take, maybe they're one-offs or something like that, and they put them at a huge discount. And the first one I saw, and I didn't get to like actually join it, they had like these bunches of combined greenery, and I was like, it was such a savings because not only was it just like a ton of greenery, but they were all paired for you. So again, like people get kind of hung up on pairing greenery at times, and they took all the guesswork out of it for you because they paired all like coordinating greenery, and it was all like a variety. So I don't know how often you do it, because I think it was like 2 days ago. Yeah, major sales. Thank you, Catherine. Yeah, somebody kept beating me to things, and Tiffany, it got to the point that I had on, so like to claim an item, you have to say like sold and then the number. And so somebody kept beating me on Facebook, and so I had it already typed out, so it was like sold 1-1, and then I was just waiting for like whatever it was to come through so I could grab it, because things go very quickly because there's like one of them, and like they had ranunculus, they had sunflowers, so many like beautiful things, and like the pricing I really couldn't believe. So yes, they have an app. Tiffany, I couldn't tell what the difference is between the app, because the app seemed like way more fun because you were on it, but when I put things in the cart, I feel like I still wasn't beating Facebook. I felt like Facebook was faster, so that's why I jumped onto Facebook. But I think you can also just do it from the app and put it in your cart. So I don't know if you can give. I meant to actually reach out to you about that because I was like, I want to hang out with Tiffany, but I also want to get some really sweet deals. So I jumped ship and went to Facebook. All right. So this is our design. I am loving it. I'm sure whenever I do these, there's always some like bending. There's some things that I just don't capture 100% at my perspective. But let me know what you guys think about this wreath kit, because there are still some available. I think there's like, I think 7 available. And also a bunch that did sell. I would love it. I'd love to see what you come up with, whether you know, do this design or you go rogue, because I also strongly encourage people to go rogue. When I do workshops, like, it's got to be something that is your style that you love. So however you use the materials, I think it's very cool to put your own spin on it or however you want to do it. But yes, I would love to see what you're doing. So if you are comfortable, totally like post, maybe tag me, maybe tag TMI Gifts, because we love that stuff. Oh, yeah. I'm going to be hopping right back on that website. So, yes, so the kits are $125. With the promo code CAR20, you save 20%. So, and the kits are $100. So, there's a lot of material here. You could definitely, like, use this much more sparsely and make more than one wreath. But, again, this is like a soup to nuts kit. You have your wreath base, you have your ribbon, you have your florals, you have 4 different bushes of greenery. Like, there's a lot in here. So, I'm a fan. I'm definitely coming back for these wildflowers because the way that they're moving, I'm just like I'm really feeling it. And I actually am thinking like it would be awesome to do a wreath that you almost don't even see the center because everything is like growing in. I might even mess around with that. There's something about that, like it's giving me the Secret Garden vibes for anybody who is my age-ish. The Secret Garden, that is totally what it's reminding me of right now. Alright, so let me just catch up on comments real quick. Or I could just shut down the window, which is what I just did. So yeah, I love TMI Gifts. Like I'm gonna say, if we've got a ribbon addiction, we also have a dealer, and it is TMI Gifts. And I will say that I have seen some ribbon that are the same, sold at different places, and the pricing is not even close. Like, I almost think it's double what TMI Gifts charges. The other thing is that they are super receptive to feedback. Like, they are here to, like, support us as, like, a makers community. So if there's something that you don't see, like you can reach out to them. Like Tiffany is like the nicest woman ever. And Tiffany, someday we're gonna meet. I'm gonna give you like the biggest hug. But they like want that feedback. So I know I'd asked the group before and you know, you guys gave me feedback. I passed it on and they totally delivered. Like the greenery, the mix of florals, all of those things. So if there's something specific that you're looking for, you can either reach out to them directly, you can reach out to me. I'm happy to play the middleman, like any of that stuff. But yes, she may rather listening. Did he? Your husband knows the Secret Garden? I am impressed. Sir, I am impressed. That is amazing. Oh my gosh. So the name of these blue and yellow wildflowers, they're just called 22-inch navy or yellow mini flower bush. I can post all the SKU numbers. And again, those are only $5.95 per bush before the discount. And let's just like run through. So the ribbon, which there's a lot left over, was about $14 pre-discount. The picks, which are yellow and blue, they're rose and hydrangea. They're a little under $5 a piece. We have our, let's see, the white wild orchid spray, which I'm telling you, you won't find. I really don't think you're gonna find that anywhere else. Like, is $4.95. And I'm gonna get more of that. The baby's breath, which is way better looking than real baby's breath because it's like oversized and again, lifelike. It's got like that vibrant color of nature. Those are $5.95 a piece. The 18-inch green gray beaded grass are $5.95 a piece. And as we know, that's like places can't keep it on the shelves. It's flying. And then the boxwood spray, I thought was an amazing deal. So with the discount, because this is like the only one I could do math on because it was just a flat $3, So it was like $2.40 each. And like you got like a good size, like 3 large lush branches of boxwood. So like that's like one of those good staples that's very affordable and you could use it in a million different ways. So that is our kit, guys. Oh, the baby's breath comes in pink and blue too. Let's see. Hey, Connie. Connie has been through it with the weather this week. I know several of you have, and I hope everybody's been like safe and okay. Thano is your grandmother's favorite book. I love it. The navy flower is out of stock. It's only available in the kit right now. And that's what happens is like a bunch of the items may no longer be available. So, you know, grabbing a kit is a great way to make sure that you get all of the materials. You know what you're buying because you kind of see it. You know, sometimes it's just hard to order things online. You know, you can be kind of feel a little skeptical if you've been burned when like something looks gorgeous online and then it shows up and you're like, okay, let me grab my steamer, let me grab, you know, a bunch of things to like make this look normal. But yeah. Oh, thank you, Lori. All right. Well, thank you guys so much for joining me. Thank you, TMI Gifts, as always. You guys are the best. Tiffany, you are an amazing, amazing woman, and I don't even know how I got so like lucky to have connected with you. And Lindsay from Tarnation Creation is hysterical, so she is on my list of someone I'm going to stalk because I just want to be her wreath bestie. I think she's hysterical. But yes, so anything that you purchase at TMI Gifts with the promo code CARA20, you save 20% on. So even if you are not shopping for the kit, but you want to dive into like their ribbon collection, their florals, their greenery, all that good stuff, everything is 20% off. Tiffany, is it still free shipping if you use the promo code? And I should know that, but she is a hoot. I feel like over a certain dollar amount, it's free shipping regardless of a promo code, but I just want to make sure I'm not just a big liar. And thanks everybody for coming out. I definitely like, it is more fun. Thana, I know I totally guilted you into this. Okay, it's only one code. It doesn't matter because with all the savings, paying for shipping it's not that expensive anyways. Wait for me to be a downer, Tiffany, huh? I was doing so well. But yes, seriously, I would check out their products, and also I really do love when you guys come out and hang out with me. It's just so much more fun to design with friends and like share this passion with each other because, you know, if you're talking to somebody who's like a non-wreath maker, or if you've tortured like your spouse, your friends, your family, like they can only take so much wreath talk. I could talk about wreaths like till I'm blue in the face. I do talk about wreaths till I'm blue in the face. So it's just really great to have like such a kind and supportive and talented community like you guys. So thank you again for coming out. It's just the beginning, Thana. All right. Oh, yeah, Sherry, I hope I'm saying your name right. Sherry has the kit. It came just a couple of days ago. So I'm super excited. Yes, let us see what you made, whether you want to tag us, you want to send it my way, TMI Gifts way, any of that stuff is all great. But I hope you guys enjoy your night, and I am looking forward to designing with you guys again soon. Bye-bye.